Guys, welcome to today's video. I guess we're watching animations. This animation name is called A Billionaire Twins Made Me Their Assistant. Okay, let's start.
And I never ever tell the honeys my real name. At least my looks made up for my ridiculous name.
Yeah, you did it like that.
I didn't grow up poor, so this isn't a sad story about how a poor boy got to experience the rich people's life. In fact, I live in an before I continue my story,
Okay, guys,
please don't forget to like, subscribe,
guys, subscribe, and check out their channel. It's actually they have awesome animation. So subscribe to them and me too.
I was having the perfect teenage life, playing video games, sleeping all weekend, and going on dates with beautiful girls. I had a different one each week. They loved me. Then, one day, my dad decided that I was too comfortable. I don't know why parents are like that. They see us enjoying our lives, and then they do something to mess that all up. Heathcliff, I think it's about time you found a part-time job, he said one day. Dad, are you mad at me? I'm still a kid. Why the hell would I want to work? I answered.
How do you not want to work? You need to make money and it's just going out on dates. What the
Everything has been handed to you in life. I don't want you to grow up into an entitled idiot. You have to learn how to work hard for the things you want. I'm taking your video games away until you earn enough money to pay for them.
How dare you take video games from a child?
What did I do to you?
Ah, man, imagine.
I screamed for
Imagine
my
me
mom,
without my
hoping she'd
video
come to my
games, man,
rescue.
it'd be so hard.
I'm sorry, son, but your father and I already discussed this. You have to become more responsible.
Guys, the name of this
She said,
channel is actually Story
"How could she
Animated
betray me like that? What kind of
Animated
job would I do
videos.
anyway?
Check out
I
our
was too
channel
young to
and
drive, so I
subscribe to
couldn't
mine.
deliver pizza.
Also
I
subscribe to
didn't want to
them
work in
if
a
you want.
convenience store.
And
I just
sometimes,
wanted to stay home and
according to
sleep, to be
YouTube,
honest.
a lot of you watch my
I figured
video
I'd
but
just
you
try
don't
to live
subscribe.
without my
Please
games for a while.
subscribe.
I didn't bother looking for a job, and I just hoped that my dad wouldn't bring it up ever again. I interacted with them like normal, and everything was going fine. Until one day, I got home from school. What the? Mom, where is my stuff? I screamed. My mom
God,
came
his
up to
mom
my
took
room.
out his stuff,
You think we
guys.
forgot that you're supposed to be looking for a job? Lazy boy. You'll get your stuff back when you're working.
But
She
guys,
said,
if I was his mom,
"This has got
that's
to be
actually a good
illegal.
idea. Never be
Why are
lazy.
you all doing this to me?" I whined.
You
I
need
think
a
your father
lesson.
might know of someone who's looking for somebody. Go to his office and ask him about it now. I think he'll be there until tonight, she replied and walked away. Damn, I thought. Could you drive me there? I asked. She said while rolling her eyes. When we got to my dad's workplace, I said goodbye to Mom and took the elevator to the 20th floor. I found my dad in his office and he was talking to a famous rapper.
This is
whose
when it
real
now
name
becomes
I'm
that
not
is not
allowed
of
to mention in this video.
billionaires,
So I'll just refer
whatever.
to him as Lil T. He was your typical stereotypical rapper. Big chains, a few gold teeth, and expensive clothes.
Lil
And
T.
it wasn't just for show.
I feel like I've heard
was
a
rich.
name called
He was a
Lucy,
family
but
guy
I
too,
don't
and
remember
I knew that
actually.
he loved his wife
feel
and
like-
kids dearly. I'd never met them though. He liked to keep his family life private, and I think not even the media knew his kids. Hey, we were just talking.
Guys, enough for this house. We'll be right back.
He
Yes,
said.
we're back.
Me? Why? I asked. My twin daughters are looking for an assistant, and I heard you're looking for a job. They're both millionaires like me. Well, they'll have even more when I die, he replied, laughing. Dad, don't say that, I heard a voice say. Then, suddenly, the hottest girls I had ever seen in my life
Are
walked
they
in.
twins?
They had caramel brown skin, hypnotizing hazel eyes,
They look the same.
brown curly hair. They were identical, double the goodness. Oh my God.
It's falling in love with twins.
Hi, Cliff. I'm Melanie, and this is Maria. One of the twins said. Hi, I said shyly. My dad looked like he was going to burst out laughing any minute. The pay is $2,000 a week. Are you interested? Lil T winked. $2,000? Sure, I'm in, I said. I felt like I was going to jump out of my shoes. Although my parents were rich, I
Man,
never
that's actually a lot.
to so much money
$2,000.
ever. My allowance was only about $50 a month. Well, great, you can start today. I'll leave you to get acquainted with the girls, he said. He walked out of the office with my dad and left me standing there. We're so
Man,
happy our
why-
dad agreed to this. We are tired of all the old people who work for us at home. We wanted someone closer to our own age to be our assistant. No one is into old butlers anymore, Melanie laughed. Okay, I replied. I was still shy and didn't know what to say or do. This was a completely ridiculous feeling because I was used to girls. I always knew the right things to say and do, but these two had me fooled. Well, don't you want to know what the job is about? Maria said. I just stood there. Let's go back to our house and we'll tell you all about it, Melanie said to break the silence. I followed them. We went to the parking lot where their driver was waiting.
They have nice cars now. They have nice cars.
We all got in. We drove into the wealthiest neighborhood in our district and got out when we reached their house. It was massive, but that was no surprise to me. It looked like whatever a billionaire's house was supposed to look like. We walked to the front door and one of the workers opened it and let us in. Let's go to Melanie's room. Follow me, Maria said. I followed them up 3 floors. When we got to Melanie's room, she opened the door and asked me to come in. It was a complete mess.
Wow.
Well, I suppose you could start here. I'll need you to pick all my clothes off the floor and hang them in the closet. Then I'd like you to arrange my makeup.
Lazy.
You need to make sure that you do this well because I don't want to mix up my concealer and my foundation. You might need to do some research about makeup, she said as she led me towards her walk-in closet. She had thousands of shoes, and
there are
they
actually
were
a lot
all
of
over the
shoes.
place. I usually wear a pair of shoes once because after I take
They
them off,
actually
I
look the
just toss
same in the wardrobe.
It's hard to find
See
the other
them.
side when I
It's
need
just
it.
that.
I'll need you to arrange these shoes so you
But the
can start
animation
with
is
these
actually
things.
good, guys.
Melanie
Check
smiled.
the videos out.
Usually being given orders in
subscribe.
this type of job in general would have made me feel insulted. But I already told you how gorgeous these girls were. I mean, I would have stayed and drank their bathwater if that's what they wanted me to do. Okay, I replied and tried to smile flirtatiously. The first week you'll be working for me, and the second week you'll be working for Maria. Do you have any questions? She asked. No, I said. Well, we're going to lounge in the pool so you can get straight to work, she said. They smiled and left the room. Oh my gosh, what have I gotten myself into? I asked while I looked around at the mess.
Oh my God.
Not even my room is this messy. I got to work. I developed a routine. I'd stay there on Saturdays and Sundays and on weekdays. I'd work for them after school. It took me the entire week to clean up everything in Melanie's room. The clothes were color coordinated, the shoes were arranged by height, and everything was perfect. Spick and span. Then, when I came back the next day to marvel at my work, I walked in and everything was in a complete mess.
The mess it up, guys. I'll be right back. That's another ad.
Nearly
Okay,
baked
then.
in. What the? I paused.
Why is it like that?
What happened here?
And
I
this is
cleaned it all
upside
up, and
down.
now it's a garbage dump again, I gasped. I guess you're going to have to stay with me for one more week. You can go to Maria's room next week, Melanie replied. I could have sworn I saw a twinkle in her eyes as she said that. It was weird because that week, Melanie never left the room. She kept looking at me and it made me quite nervous. Sometimes
That's
she
actually
even helped me
weird.
put her things away, making an effort to touch or brush me deliberately. When she had to change her clothes, she never asked me to leave the room, and it was really tempting for me to look. Well, I did peek a few times. What? I'm a teenage guy. Anyway, when it was finally Maria's week, she led me to her room. Actually, I don't really need you to do anything for me here, she said. I looked around and her room was perfect. Although the twins were identical, they had very different standards of cleanliness. So, what exactly do you want me to do then? I asked. Well, just spend time with me, I guess. She smiled. I blushed. Also, I write songs sometimes. When I leave school, I
He's
want
gonna
to
get
launch
some
my music
things
career.
out.
My dad already said he'd help me. Maybe you can help me write my songs and listen to me sing, she said. $2,000 a week just to listen to a gorgeous girl sing? Sure, I thought. That week was magical. I'd come over after school just to sit in Maria's room. We'd talk, she'd sing, and I'd give her feedback. Melanie would pop in once in a while, but most of the time she looked annoyed and left. When that week was over,
She's jealous.
what was I supposed to do next? I got to their house on a Monday afternoon after school. I sat in the living room because the girls weren't in their rooms. Then I heard a loud bang and a crash coming from the
What the
kitchen.
heck?
I ran towards the kitchen.
They're about to get robbed.
Melanie
They're
was
robbed.
holding a butter knife and pointing it at her sister.
Because of the ordinary boy.
She said. But you got to keep him for 2 weeks last time, Maria replied. It doesn't matter. You're just trying to keep him up.
Another time with this art guy. Sorry.
He's going to choose me over you eventually anyway. He will be my boyfriend, Melanie screamed back at her sister. What? They like me in that way? I was sort of flattered. Instead of intervening, I left quietly and went home. I wasn't about to get sliced in anybody's kitchen. My dad was waiting in the living room when I got back. So, have you made your choice yet? He asked. What are you talking about? I replied. Which girl did you choose? He asked. What was going on? I was really confused. Lil T's girls have been crushing on you since the first time they saw you. Their dad only asked you to work for them so they could spend more time with you. He hoped you'd choose one. I hope so too, because then I won't have to worry about you anymore. He laughed. Suddenly, we heard a knock at the door. I opened it and the twins were standing right there. Listen, Cliff, we both like you and we can't decide who gets to keep you, so we want to share. Are you open to the idea of having 2 girlfriends? Or
Let's subscribe to them, guys. Let's subscribe.
Maria asked. My dad laughed and left the room. Was I dreaming? Well, what do you think I answered? Tell me in the comments below.
Guys, that video is awesome. Don't forget to subscribe and like. See you later. Peace.